I am in Butterfly Kingdom by Imagiverse, Creative Mode, Windows 10. The game starts in this room far below the ground, and when pressing either of the buttons, one for Prince, the other for Princess, the player will automatically get teleported to about 10 or so blocks higher. And here's where the game actually really starts. I am going to teleport and do a flyover. I have teleported above the spawn points below. I have added columns of Sealanterns in order to quickly locate certain areas of this world. These Sealantern columns do not appear in the original world. And I'm going to do a flyover. There are invisible barriers on the outskirts of the intended world, and so flying over is limited to blocks within the world itself. This is the town area. We are now starting at the north and facing south. There are many attractions to see in this world. We have passed over town. There is a carriage house for the horse-drawn carriages. Here is the castle. Royal gardens are to the right. Flower fields are to the left. There are many activities in just about every part of this world. I'm going to come down. I have created a map wall to showcase the world. I have removed some of the invisible barriers in this section by using the fill command so that I could maneuver here. And now here is the vantage point from which I like to work so that I always have my bearings and I know my sense of direction based on facing north. So we are on the opposite end of this world. We started at the north, and we are now at the south, looking north. The Royal Guidebook is provided when one starts the game. The Butterfly Kingdom Guidebook includes food, carriages, town, flower fields, castle, royal gardens, magical myths. Press buttons with the butterfly seal around them to make magical things happen. So this book goes on and gives you guidelines on how to proceed through this world. The town is throwing a festival, flower fields, amphitheater, large flower blooms, visit the large windmill, summon songbirds, enjoy a picnic. The castle contains bedroom, kitchen, attend the ball, find secrets in the library, enjoy the riches in the treasury, sit on your throne. So these are a lot of activities that you can do in the castle and are essential to other things to get rewards and complete tasks in the game. I am now in a map wall area that I have created with various maps and various specific locator maps. I also have a showcase area that shows some of the special adaptations from regular Minecraft to such things as armor, which has become, in some cases, royal attire, and in other cases, blocks. I do find the usual controls in Minecraft are somewhat more jerky and laggy and harder to control specifically in this world. That slows me down in gameplay and even more especially in videos. I have created this map wall using Explorer maps. I have renumbered the maps, which is just my own system of doing it. We are currently located at the green locator where my cursor is. I'll move the cursor over. There is the green locator. So we are at a southmost point looking north, and According to the book, there is the castle, which is somewhat central to this world. As you move forward, a plaza in front of the castle. The path continues to the north with a carriage house just to the east of the pathway. Continue, continue, continue. There are 2 maps and a little bit beyond the 2 maps towards the northern area of the world. And farther up, northernmost, is the green locator. Where my cursor is, I'll move the cursor. Green locator is the approximate spawn point. Many of the activities for this world will be located in this area of the castle where this big pink circle is. There is a section approximately where my cursor is now that has multiple levels for some of these rooms, and at the topmost level will be the Godmother hideout. Beneath that is the library. Beneath that is an additional room that occurs early on when you're going through the progression and the sequence being teleported from one place to another. And the lowest point is the treasury. So the highest point is about 84 blocks high at the or altitude of 84, and the lowest is about 24. And these rooms are somewhat stacked one upon the other. And so there's a lot of action just that goes on within that area. Also within this particular Explorer map, there are multiple fairy gems. A little bit over toward this area, there is a hallway that leads back to the library, another pathway to somewhat of a, looks like maybe a bathroom area with a tub or a spa and a desk, a bedroom, and balconies around those living quarters. So this area is the living quarters within the castle. Over to the left or west are the dining room, kitchen, dining room, and ballroom areas. The royal gardens are back towards the left. The tower in the royal garden is located where my cursor is. A little bit further up is the clock. Farther up, there's a nice little maze. And even farther to the left is the gazebo where the fortune fairy is located. The town festival occurs in the town area. There are several fairy gems to be found in the rooms and nooks and crannies in the town area. Over to the east is the windmill, the amphitheater, the flower fields. Within the flower fields, notice there are 2 big pods or buds. There are buttons located on the pathway between those 2 pods, which will cause these pods to open and bloom. The tea house is here, somewhat southeast, in the southeastern corner. The tea house is the location where one of the buttons, when that is pressed, will set up a tea party in the tea house. Within the flower fields, there is a picnic area. So there is really something to do and see, definitely in adventure mode, which is the intended mode of this game, and but also a lot to do just creatively to explore and look at the design in this game. If you are interested in what makes some of these commands work, especially the magical buttons, there is a command room, and I have a couple of locator maps here. The command room, the big command area that has lots of command blocks with specific commands, is approximately the area between these green locators. And I do not normally have this much trouble controlling the cursor. I have experimented with different sensitivity levels for the mouse and keyboard, and that helps a little bit, but there is still something a little bit more difficult about actually controlling this game than in most other games. So the command area itself is deep below the ground. The map just gives you what the above ground area actually looks like, but beneath far below the surface, it looks entirely different. It looks like a room full of stacks of command blocks with lots of redstones and other structures. If you click on the command blocks in the command area, you can actually see the commands, the programming of the blocks. So that may be helpful to persons who are interested in design and using command blocks in the way that instead of a lot of in-game redstone structure, devices, and mechanisms, some of the tasks and actions and events in more recent Minecraft worlds are really set up somewhere far away, more remotely, deep underground or in a deep location or surface location, somewhere else. And the commands do the computer programming and the placements and movements of walls, the providing of items to the player, the appearance of new characters or mobs into the actual scene or task. A lot of that now generates in some of these command areas. And here's an example of how it might look, especially in this particular world. The button on the butterfly seal is a jungle button in regular Minecraft. The butterfly seal is a diamond block. Now this particular one won't do anything because it is not programmed. Attached to that button on the butterfly seal component is a command block, and right-clicking on the command block will produce, in this case, options. And in the game, most of the options are impulse, most of the conditions are unconditional, most of the redstone component needs redstone, but there are usually commands here, very specific commands. And this area down here is also usually filled in. Block type would have the word impulse behind it, condition would have unconditional typed in, and redstone would have needs redstone typed in. Here is a set of armor for the Prince version of the game. It is based on diamond armor. So you have the diamond helmet, which is the royal crown, diamond chestplate, diamond leggings, diamond boots. There is a royal scepter, which is a diamond sword. For the princess version, there is a gold tiara, gold necklace or chestplate based on the chestplate, royal leggings, and royal slippers. And this is derived from gold armor in regular Minecraft. There are fairy wings, which are based on elytra. There is a butterfly scepter, which is actually a chicken egg in regular Minecraft, not a chicken mob egg, but just a plain chicken egg. And in adventure mode, that is somewhat effortful to find, unless you're just really very good instinctively at Minecraft. It's effortful to find, but the game does have clues and buttons, teleport buttons, that actually make it quite easy once you get to the right place. Another area of the game that is important to this area, there are actually two areas which are in the same map but stacked on top of one another, as I mentioned earlier. The castle treasury, which contains a book that is provided to you when you open a chest that discusses the royal gems or family gems or rare gems. So in different areas of the game, these gems are called different things, and they are not the same as fairy gems. So the locator for the castle treasury is green locator, and likewise the treasury vault is not exactly at the same spot, and the treasury vault is more tricky to get to because there will be a button that you need to click after placing the rare gems from the fairy godmother in the particular puzzle pattern that is required. Before I go on to that area, I did a showcase of some of the modifications of the blocks. A stone slab kind of looks like gold and it kind of looks like sandstone. So to me that was kind of confusing at first, because the task is to place a specific royal gem on specific gold blocks. So blocks that look like this, stone slab blocks, have multiple square designs on the tops and bottoms. They are based on regular stone slabs in Minecraft. In this Minecraft game, a stone block looks like this, which looks nothing like the stone slabs. Whereas in ordinary Minecraft, the stone slab looks like stone. Again, the gold block or block of gold, and then sandstone slab, which is a little different, similar but not exactly the same as the stone slab. It's plain except for additional squares around the edges of the top and bottom, and the sandstone block. The fairy gems are actually nether stars, and they are not the same as the rare gems. The rare gems are derived from stained glass in regular Minecraft. The rare gems are family gems, or royal gems, or blue, purple, red, and green stained glass, respectively. So, to deal with the rare gems, we will be in these areas, mainly within that pink circle, within the castle. The circle is, of course, from the upper level looking down. In the maps, you don't get the whole interior design. For the fairy gems, that will be a more lengthy tour of pretty much the entire world. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 gems in town. There are various gems, 2 gems in towers or in little bridge overpasses in various locations. There is a rare gem in the center of one of the maze areas of the royal gardens. There are at least 2 gems in this area of the castle and a little bit farther a ways along the pathway near the castle. Another royal gem in the balcony of the castle, and there may be more. Those are the ones that I have found. I found at least 12. Oh, and there is one. Well, there's not a gem. There's not a fairy gem, but the Fortune Fairy is located very westerly in this world, in the gazebo. And there was another gem in the area of the clock, also very westerly. So once you have 10 gems, deliver them to the Fortune Fairy to receive a reward, which will be nice. It's a kind of a one-time thing. I don't know if it's one time per player or one time per session within a game. For example, if you're in multiplay, can everyone deliver 10 gems and get the elytra or fairy wings? Or can that happen only for one player? Now, once that particular reward is achieved, you can still bring more gems back to the fairy and get more rewards. Those are usually things like tea or food or something like that. More simple, less dramatic rewards. Another thing that the book mentioned, in order to get a butterfly scepter, you will start at the tower in the royal garden, press a button, be teleported far, far, far away, much farther than it looks, between here and here. That will bring you to a path. Proceed through the path, find the pool, and in the center, another button, another magical button. And at that point, when you press the button, the butterfly scepter will appear within your inventory. And to return back to the regular world, go back across the same path. There's another button to teleport you back to the world. This magical butterfly kingdom is also deep below the ground. It's not only far away, it is deep below the ground. But it's a very delightful world, and it's very much fun to explore. So that is an overview of what happens in this game. I did try cheating using inventory for these stained glass blocks, and I was not able to get the vault to open with inventory blocks. I had to backtrack and get the blocks directly from the wishing button at the hideout of the fairy godmother. And that is where we will go next.